Hi guys, this is the second episode of the online digital doctors, and today on our dice we have a very eminent personality with us. He is the born savior, the one who has given an open challenge to the cancer by stating that cancer can't stop him from saving the life of the people, the ones who are suffering from cancer. He has saved thousands of lives, taken the people out of cancer, the ones who are at such an advanced and chronic stage. Still, just his second advice has given them a second life, and it's none other than Dr. Dugatosh Pandey, Surgical Oncology Director, Artemis Hospital. So I would like to invite him to our show today on the dice. Welcome, welcome to the show, please.
Thank you.
Please, sir. So today, this is something we are having this show as an online digital doctor, and today, so we will be looking forward to take some limelight from your seeking your knowledge on specifically the cancer part, because our agenda of this show is all our viewers are looking forward that your knowledge, what you have gathered through your experience, they should be getting some effective knowledge in one way or the another. So just to start with something, cancer को if you can just describe what exactly is cancer? Cancer को हम कैसे कह सकते हैं कि ये चीज या एक इंसान cancer से he's suffering from cancer. So how we actually get to know about it and what exactly is cancer?
So if we have to explain it quite simplistically,
Uh-huh.
we all know that our body is made of cells.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every cell has its own lifespan. The cell divides and there is a regulation in that division.
Okay.
And the cell division is essential for the organ to function, for any tissue to function.
Uh-huh.
Now, it is when that regulatory mechanism of cell division is lost because of some error in the DNA.
All right.
Then what happens is that those cells start multiplying without being regulated. And so it is a haphazard multiplication of cells.
Okay.
That forms the tumor.
All right.
Now, when that tumor is formed, initially it might remain in a particular stage, it may remain in that particular organ.
Uh-huh.
Gradually there are certain other mutations which take place, and these mutated cells, then they achieve the capability to invade into tissues.
Okay.
And then go to other organs. It is then when we say that the cancer has spread to the other organs.
All right.
So basically it all starts with an error in DNA, and it leads to a haphazard and an uncontrolled multiplication of cells. That is what
Okay.
cancer is, simplistically.
So it's like this can happen to any part of the body. That
Yes.
means.
Yes.
All right. And one important thing, if any person, if we say how a person will get to know about it, what are those I can say as in the symptoms where a person can be recognized he's suffering from cancer?
So we talk about some warning symptoms or early stages symptoms of cancer.
Okay.
Basically anything, any sore which does not heal, let us say.
Okay.
Any new lump in the body which
Mhm.
is not getting well on its own. Any unusual bleeding from any orifice or any place.
Okay.
A wart or a mole which changes its nature or
Uh-huh.
color. These things, any difficulty in swallowing,
Mm-hmm.
change in voice, cough which is lasting for more than 2 weeks without any reason.
Uh-huh.
So these two things should be investigated.
Okay.
So these are the early warning signs of that the patient may be suffering from cancer.
So that means if any of such signs is patient is seeing in their body, they must go for a doctor recommendation.
Yes.
Okay. And just one more thing, this is something what we say is are the symptoms, but when a doctor, when a patient actually approaches you stating that they're having any such problem, so how we figure it out that the cancer is associated with a particular organ?
Yes, so there are localizing symptoms. For example, a lady gets a bleeding after menopause.
Okay.
So there is no reason why she should bleed after menopause. We
Right.
have to look at the genital organs of that lady.
Okay.
So हमारे देश में जैसे cervical cancer is very common.
जी
Uterine cancer is also common.
जी
So these things, the symptoms point towards that.
okay
A person who is having vomiting and blood in vomitus, let's say,
okay
that patient may be suffering from a stomach cancer.
okay
Difficulty in swallowing, that patient may be suffering from either a cancer of the food pipe, that is the esophagus,
okay
or somewhere in the throat.
uh-huh
Change in voice. These are localizing symptoms.
all right
But yes, occasionally it's difficult to find from the symptoms because the symptoms are so much in overlap with the usual things in the body.
uh-huh
Gastritis, gallstones, gallbladder cancer, stomach cancer, these all have overlapping symptoms.
okay
So we have to resort to investigations in those situations.
uh-huh
So we have ultrasound, endoscopies, the scans, CT scans, and
Uh-huh.
MRIs, and then biopsies
okay
to see where the cancer is.
So it's like it's something I can say as a layman that it's something bit challenging when we are trying to figure out that which particular organ is actually being suffering from a cancer. And are there any specific would you suggest to our viewers any surrounding criterias which are a reason for the for a patient to get prone to cancer, as in let's say for example I say if I live in a let's say unhygiene place, so I say I get prone to breathing disease or asthmatic, so is there any environmental surroundings which you would suggest will actually help a patient to prevent themselves from getting into any of the cancer attacks?
So we are coming to a very exciting topic of prevention. Now there are things which are not in our control.
Okay.
Our genes are not in our control.
Right.
Right. There are other things which are in the control of the society but not under our own individual control. For example, pollutions. Right. Delhi में pollution बहुत है.
जी.
So it is not really that I can do individually today to stop pollution. It is as a society that we have to do it. But there are certain things which are under our individual control. And that is what I like to emphasize. Those
Alright.
things which are not under our control, really we can't do much about it.
Correct.
And those things which are under our direct control and which affects directly the cancer,
जी.
the probability to have cancer,
Mhm.
main is tobacco.
Okay.
So tobacco in any form, let's say smoking or chewing of tobacco,
Right.
if we take this out of the picture,
Uh-huh.
then the cancer incidence will drop by 50%.
Okay.
So almost 45 to 50% of all cancers can be directly attributable to tobacco.
All right. So
And this is something which is directly under our control,
Uh-huh.
yet we are
correct.
not able to do it.
Absolutely. So it's like we're not willing to stop the tobacco, and yes, as you rightly said, if tobacco has such a big so tobacco is just having a role in what we say as a mouth cancer, or it affects the whole body.
It affects the whole body.
Uh-huh.
So mouth cancer, a good thing which you have mentioned, because if you go to the Western countries,
Right.
the incidence of mouth cancer is very small.
Okay.
In our country, it is one of the commonest cancers in men.
Okay.
And why is it so? Because in West, the habit of chewing tobacco is very less.
Okay.
They smoke,
My
but they
goodness.
don't chew tobacco so much.
Right.
In our country, you will see many people chewing tobacco, khaini, pan, jarda, in all forms. They will
My
chew,
goodness.
chew the tobacco. And this chewing tobacco has a direct effect on the incidence of oral cancer, the mouth
Okay.
cancer, or let's say throat cancer.
All right.
But tobacco taken in other forms like smoking, cigarette or bidi, it not only affects the oral cavity, it
Okay.
affects the lung. 90% of all lung cancers are because of smoking.
Okay.
90% of oral cancers is because of smoking.
Uh-huh.
90% of throat, which is laryngeal cancer, is because of smoking.
Uh-huh. All right.
Same way holds true with the urinary bladder cancer. You see,
Mhm.
the cancer is happening in urinary bladder, but it is directly related to smoking in most of the situations.
Okay.
So there are so many, even cervical cancer, kidney cancer, they have their origin in smoking. One of the causes, etiological factors which we say is
Smoking.
Smoking, yes.
And
So-
how smoking is affecting
It
directly?
goes into the blood, the poison goes into the blood.
All right.
There are nearly 5,000 chemicals which cause cancer, which is present in a cigarette smoke.
But what I've seen, smoking is something that we have, if I'm not wrong, we have adopted it from a Western culture, and I personally see that majority of people in the Western culture, they smoke. But I have seen many people smoking whole their life, and still it's like
Yeah.
they're not suffering from any cancer.
So, two things about it. We have adopted certain very bad habits from the West,
Okay.
and have forgotten to adopt some good habits from them. So many of them will see exercising.
Right.
Western people
That's correct. I completely
exercise.
agree.
We do not. It's generally not in our daily
Correct.
schedule.
Correct.
Then in West, when they found out that the smoking causes cancer,
Uh-huh.
and first, in 1960s, the Surgeon General in United States, he wrote in his report that yes, smoking directly causes lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
From then onwards, the trend of smoking has declined in the West. Now it takes about 2 to 3 decades for that to manifest as reduction in the incidence of that particular cancer. But it is happening. The lung cancer incidence plateaued then, and it is falling now in men.
Okay.
But in women, because of those liberal thoughts and feminism and all that, the smoking kept on increasing, and the lung cancer incidence in women went on increasing.
Okay.
In our country, smoking is not that much. It's a very common thing, but more common problem is that chewing of tobacco.
Tobacco. Okay.
So that is.
This is something very nice. This is something very great information you have shared. This generally I believe we do as a mistake as well, because what I can say from your words is incomplete knowledge of something will always going to create a disaster. So we must obviously, to all my viewers, it's my request. Dr. Pandey has shared something very valuable. When we are adopting the Western culture, we must look and we must adopt their good habits as well. So something very valuable that you have already shared with us. बहुत ही एक information which is very important for all our viewers. Now tell me something. Is it like cancer का कोई as per your experience, because you have years of experience treating all the patients in various age groups, various conditions. So it's like, is there any specific age group where you find this thing is very prominent, or it's not something like this?
So in general, the incidence of cancer increases as we age.
Okay.
So there are a few subset of cancers which happen in children.
All right.
So those are basically bad luck diseases.
Okay.
So they happen in children, and fortunately, no cancer is good, but fortunately, many of these childhood cancers have a very good response to treatment.
Okay. That's something genetic.
Yeah. So chemotherapy and surgery, a combination of all these things, they have a good response to treatment.
Okay.
But if we disregard this subset of childhood cancers,
Uh-huh.
then in general the cancer incidence increase as the age increases.
Okay.
And because our longevity has increased
Mm-hmm.
worldwide,
Right.
and that's the reason why we see more number of cancers. And there are other reasons as well, the environmental factors, and like I mentioned tobacco, there are so many other factors, lack of exercise, fatty diet, a diet rich in red meat, let's say,
Uh-huh.
lack of exercise, obesity.
Right.
All these are also contributing factors to cancer.
Very nice.
So,
So one quick something I would like to hear from you only, because I read somewhere in across the media, because though there are so many people treating the cancer, but yes, your specific forte in cancer, people are approaching you for the second consultation because you have a very strong decision making as an experience. So I read in the overall media, you have recently done a very beautiful case and you have created a record. So I would just like to hear कि अगर आप हमें थोड़ा सा viewers से share कर सकें. So that was a case, you have taken a tumor that was such a big tumor of somewhere around 50-60 kgs, and if you can in a short अगर आप सर share कर सकें, what was that case? मतलब it was something very ironic for me कि how come somebody can cut someone's limbs and they can put it like this. थोड़ा सा अगर आप share कर सकें, what was that?
it was an unfortunate situation about, I think he was about 28 or 29 years old,
Uh-huh.
and he had a sarcoma of the thigh,
Okay.
and it grew in size over years.
Okay.
So this patient was having this tumor for the last 3 years at least.
My goodness.
And he had not got out of the bed for the last 2 years. It had become so big. And gradually it was eating his own whole body.
All right.
So when he came to us,
Mhm.
he was brought in a stretcher, and a huge tumor. We did not imagine that it would be that
Uh-huh.
heavy.
Okay.
It was a huge tumor, and it came in news as well. And we decided to operate on that tumor because till then it had not spread to the other parts of the body, which means that it is behaving well.
Right.
This tumor is lying there for 3 years, growing in size, but has not spread to the other organs.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this boy underwent an amputation.
Okay.
So we had to remove the lower limb
Oh my
with
goodness.
a part of the hip bone as well, the thing which we call as an external hemipelvectomy.
Okay.
After removing it, it was a challenging surgery to do because just to hold the tumor, it required 3-4 people to hold the tumor.
Absolutely.
And then to turn and do the surgery was quite challenging. And when we measured, then we were surprised to see that it was 55 kilos tumor.
My goodness.
And to top it, immediately after the surgery, the patient was weighing 35 kg.
Okay.
So the weight of the tumor was more than the weight of the patient himself.
Oops.
So, but the patient recovered very quickly, and today he is about 62 or 63 kgs,
Okay.
and he's doing well.
So so he's like now he's having as an artificial leg, or it's like
Yeah, he has gone to Jaipur to get a prosthesis. The
Okay,
Jaipur foot,
prosthesis,
etc.
okay.
So he will be fitted with a Jaipur foot prosthesis and he'll be
Okay.
able to walk around.
Very nice, very nice. Because this is something I read and see, because it becomes very, I sincerely feel you have done a great job, but at the same point of time, for a patient, it's something very difficult how a person can think of carrying a tumor on the body for last 2-3 years, which needs actually a very, very important motivation. बहुत आपने important and very good information you have already shared. Few more quick things I would like to bring into the limelight as per our viewers what they are looking forward for. So as a overall guideline, will you suggest any regular checkup to the patients for getting this, as in any general guidelines you have for our patients?
So there are so many, we are coming to the screening modalities, but then there are screening recommendations.
Okay.
And the screening recommendations are there for cancers like the cancer of the cervix, cancer of the colon, even lung, and other cancers as well. In a country like ours, it is probably not easy to enforce these screening regulations or recommendations throughout the population.
Okay.
So be it as it is, I would advise all the people not to ignore their symptoms.
Yeah.
You know, in our country, there is a tendency to ignore things like pain, swelling, all these symptoms, theek ho jayega. It's a small thing, theek ho jayega. The women in particular, they tend to ignore symptoms for a longer time. Why? Because my child will have an exam next month,
Right.
or the husband has gone for something, so she ignores most of the symptoms. And this leads us to an unfortunate situation where we get cancers at very late stage.
Right.
So if we look at the West and we compare with our country,
Right.
the treatment of cancer is not different. The expertise is not different. Whatever expertise United States has, we also have.
Okay. Very nice.
The difference only is that the diagnosis of cancer happens at an earlier stage there and at a lower stage, at an advanced stage in our country. As a rule of the thumb, stage 1 and 2 cancers, I mean it's a very approximate thing which I am saying, stage 1 and 2 cancers, the cure rate after a good treatment is 80%.
Okay. Very
Stage
nice.
3 and 4 cancer, the cure rate is 20%.
Oh.
Right? So the cure rate just drops. In West, you get 80% of the tumors who come at a stage 1 and 2,
Okay.
and therefore they have such a high cure rate.
Alright.
In our country, 80% of the tumors come at stage 3 and 4, and that's the reason we have a low cure rate.
Okay.
So if we are able to get the patients at a stage which is an early stage,
Alright.
we can cure them as well as any country, any place in the world.
Very nice. So India is not India is
Not
as
behind
good
any
as
country, yeah.
yes, India is as good as any other country. Even I have personally seen people from abroad. They're coming to India just to seek the knowledge and obviously seek the medication from the Indian doctors. I completely agree with you. And just to come up with the ending of the show, a quick thing on a very important aspect. As in, if I look at the male and the female as the two genders, so obviously the two genders must be having some few of the prominent cancers. So will you recommend specifically for the male any specific kind of guidelines or a precautionary measures they must look for it, because that's something prominent in them, and same for the females?
So in men, the commonest cancer is lung cancer.
Okay.
And there are other cancers which are also common, like colon cancers, colorectal cancers, other things. In women, the commonest cancer is breast cancer.
Okay.
In women, in breast cancer, we have a very strong recommendation of doing a mammogram after 40 years of age, annual mammogram.
Okay. What's mammogram?
Mammogram is a specialized X-ray of the breast.
Okay.
So after the age of 40 years, there is a recommendation that you do an annual mammogram.
Okay.
Now, there are controversies associated with it, but then yes, by doing a mammogram, many cancers can be detected at a very early stage where they can be effectively managed.
Alright.
So that is one way of looking at it. And the other way, as I mentioned, is that please do not ignore a lump in the breast.
Right.
Because-
Absolutely correct.
If there is a lump in the breast, that woman will notice.
Correct.
That woman will notice. Why do we get lumps which are 10 centimeters in size, which have ulcerated through the skin?
Right.
The woman must have noticed months back.
So that means
But she has ignored her symptoms.
awareness in itself is the biggest
Yes. Yes.
preventive measure
Yes.
we can say.
Yes.
So right. So this is something we have already. Dr. Pandey has shared something very valuable with us, and yes, prevention, as he rightly said, that if we are aware, consciously aware about whatever is happening with us, we do get for a checkup to any of the specialists, and that would be the biggest preventive measure for us. And one more last thing I would like to throw as a limelight in this episode of the introductory session on the cancer, and obviously we'll be coming up with more few sessions on with you, sir, on very specific things and specific cancers like breast, lung. What I have heard in the media and from the people, you have a very specific niche specialization in the second decision, as in second advice, or someone who has already been recommended, or someone who's already at an advanced stage who cannot be recovered by everyone. You have saved many people. So what's that, basically that particular level of consciousness or perception you look at a patient while judging them at suffering from a cancer?
So, in cancer, the first chance is the best chance.
Right.
Cancer seldom gives you second chance.
Correct.
So the decision which a person suffering from cancer makes in the beginning is the most vital decision.
Right.
And my aim is to assist those patients in making a correct decision.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, in our country, we do not have regulatory mechanisms in which only the specialists in oncology or cancers deal with patients with cancers.
Right.
There is no disrespect, but then many other specialists also deal with patients who are having cancer. And unfortunately, sometimes people land up with a wrong decision.
Right.
And the treatment of cancer is multidisciplinary.
Mm-hmm.
It is not just surgery or radiation therapy or chemotherapy. It's not like
Correct.
that. When I deal with a cancer, I'm a surgeon myself. I'm
Uh-huh.
a surgical oncologist. But when I see a patient with cancer, I'm not a surgeon then. I'm just an oncologist.
Correct.
Till
Right.
the time I have made a decision.
Right.
Once that decision is made and that patient requires surgery,
Mhm.
that is the time for me to show my surgical skills in the theatre.
Right.
If that patient requires chemotherapy or radiotherapy, I send them to my colleagues in their respective departments.
Right.
Now that kind of an interdisciplinary approach, a multidisciplinary approach to cancer is vital.
Very.
And people who have that kind of a mindset, a multidisciplinary mindset, are people to go when a person is suffering from cancer.
Okay, very nice. So obviously, so this is something which is very very crucial. You have already shared with us, and as what I can seek as an overall thing, as an input out of the overall session is that. Number one, what we can look forward as an awareness. Number two, the regular checkups. And one more thing I would also like to raise before I conclude the session. You have been getting, as in, for example, when we talk about the cancer, so as you rightly mentioned, that there are series of treatments which you give them. So if you can just give us our viewers in a nutshell that what all things are involved while treating a person in cancer. It's like, as you mentioned, chemotherapy is there, radiation is there. So what all ways are there we are using to treat a cancer patient?
So it depends on what cancer is the patient suffering from.
Okay.
Now suppose the patient is suffering from blood cancer or a lymphoma.
Right.
Treatment of the patient is by chemotherapy. These are straightforward decisions.
Okay.
Treatment is by chemotherapy. It may be a difficult treatment, but the decision is straightforward.
Okay.
The patient is suffering from, let us say, a cancer of the rectum.
Okay.
It is then that some complexities enter.
Right.
Now, we have to decide what is the stage of the cancer. How much has the cancer gone through the tissue in the rectum?
Okay.
If it has not gone much, then the patient is treated by surgery.
Right.
If it has gone beyond the muscle layer, then we treat the patient with chemotherapy and radiotherapy and then surgery
All right.
after
Okay.
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Same holds true for, let's say, esophagus.
Okay.
Right. Then we have a cancer of the larynx, in which we have alternative treatments.
Mm-hmm.
The surgical treatment and radiation and chemotherapy, which might be equivalent in certain situations.
Right.
And depending on the patient's need, we advise that kind of a treatment.
All right.
Similar cervical cancer.
Mm-hmm.
In earlier stage disease, the role of radiation therapy and the surgery has been equal. But advanced stages are treated by radiotherapy and chemotherapy. So it depends on what kind of cancer the patient has and what is the stage of the disease. And the
Uh-huh.
treatment is often multidisciplinary
Uh-huh.
and sometimes only one discipline can solve the problem.
All right, very nice. Sir, thank you so very much for joining us, and we are very, very happy to see you on our show, and you have shared something very, very important and valuable. And you guys just stay connected with us, because in next episodes we will be talking on specifically every single cancer, and Dr. Poinde, as the specialist in the oncology and the cancer, will be joining us for the next session. So please do remain connected with our channel. You will get the updates. Thank you so very much for watching us, and see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye. Take care.